Welcome in, guys, to the War Room. Today, we're breaking down the games that happened last night and last evening.
The NFL is rigged. 100% confirmed by the calls last night.
I can only imagine you and your dad watching the game because your dad's a Bengals fan.
Yeah. Listen, if this doesn't show you that something is up in the NFL, then you literally just don't want to see it, because the calls that were made last night were absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. Like, that 3 third down and 9s that they got was absolutely atrocious. With the ref stopping the play with no whistle being called, even though you heard the whistle every other freaking play that they blew the whistle. They clearly wanted Mahomes in the Super Bowl. They clearly wanted a 1-seed versus 1-seed Super Bowl. I don't know why, though, because the Bengals, they're fired up right now. Like, the fan base is fired up. Everybody was behind them. The United States was behind them. Like, you look at all the votes and stuff like that. Everybody expected the Bengals to win, so maybe they wanted, like, a big shock. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just what I seen from that game was absolutely atrocious reffing, and that clearly shows that there's stuff going on behind the scenes, whether it's as high as Roger Goodell or whether it's just, hey, here's some money to not call this or to help us in this game, but something's going on, and this proves it.
They just wanted to make fun of Eli Apple again. That's what they were doing. They were setting up to make fun of Eli Apple. He's getting trashed on.
He doesn't need to stop talking. I will say...
he talks, bro.
Okay, so I guess we'll talk about that game first. That game was actually... actually both games. I'm going to say it right now. Both games were very frustrating to watch, specifically due to the referees. And and like there were good calls that they made, but there were specifically bad calls in both games against the 49ers and against the Bengals. Specifically one on, I think it was third down and 4, they called a pass interference call. It was right after. Yeah. Was it right after whenever the whistle got blown?
With like zero hooking or whatever, yeah.
That was I don't know. That was good defense. And there was another call against the Bengals as well. And
it was on Mike Hilton. It was soft, too.
Yeah, there was like 2 soft ones. Like, I just couldn't believe, because normally whenever a team, and we see it all the time, whenever a team gets a bad call against them, normally the refs will have a makeup call. But it just seemed like it was just piling up against the Bengals.
There were bad calls called, and there were calls that weren't called. Like, there's a few videos I have, like, Joe Burrow just absolutely getting smacked, and they didn't call roughing the passer, and then there's a block in the back. They didn't call that one. On that same
play, the Joe Burrow got smacked. There was a hands to the face call that wasn't called on a defensive lineman. It literally, you could see in the replay whenever they were whenever Joe Burrow got intentional grounding. You look at the intentional grounding, they see it throw. There was a hand. That was ridiculous, too.
That was questionable.
I thought there was a receiver there.
There was.
Or the running back
was
right. I think
kinda
Piron or something was like pretty dang close to the ball.
What they said happened was apparently Piron wasn't past the line of scrimmage. So they were saying because he wasn't past the line of scrimmage, but I don't know how. But they saying he wasn't past the line of scrimmage, so that's why it was intentional.
I have to go and look back at that one.
Yep.
There was a pretty blatant holding call on Pat Mahomes' run at the end of the game.
Yep. Yeah.
It was pretty blatant. There was holding definitely.
It's just ridiculous. And that's why it's so stupid and so tough to get behind any team or to root for any team, because they could go out there and play, and they could go out there and try to win for themselves. And if there's money in the refs' pockets from other people, it doesn't matter.
I mean, the main thing was, like, on Twitter all yesterday, and hashtag
it's
NFL
still
rig,
trending.
#1 trending, like, during that later game, still trending, like, right now. Yep. So, I mean, I kind of just want to talk about it because everybody's interest seems like, I don't know. It's a big topic. I like that second game was a fantastic game. It was a good game. But like I can't. The frustration that I felt just watching the referees control the game and not letting. I mean, it's a playoff game. You gotta let them play a little bit. You know what I mean? Yep. And not just watching these two teams go at it. I felt like it was controlled by like another party that wasn't these two.
Oh, if I was a Bengals fan, I would have broke.
I would have broke
the TV.
I said that 7 times. I was like, I was frustrated. I'm not a Bengals fan by any means. Yeah. I was frustrated for them watching that game. I said at least 7 times, I can't imagine if I was a Bengals fan right now watching this game.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Patrick Mahomes was very good. He was flawless.
I was going to say, outside of referees, though, dude, Pat Mahomes. He
literally.
I don't care. He had no receivers. He had 0 receivers in that game.
Yeah.
Not only that, their defensive line showed up too. I mean, their defensive
Chris
line
Jones
was all
finally.
over.
Oh yeah, finally in the postseason.
2 sacks. Yeah.
He was a dog. He played fantastic.
I will say, like, I just wish the game wasn't decided like it was. Of course, the unnecessary roughness at the end, I 100%.
That was a good. That was good.
That was bad. That was a shame because if that wouldn't have happened, then you have like a 55, 60-yard field goal, and he wasn't hitting that in practice.
I think they just would have done Hail Mary. Maybe.
So it's like probably going to OT, which sucks because I forget who it was.
Osayi.
Yeah, he was having a great game up to that point.
He was our best defensive lineman that entire game by far.
He was great. I felt so bad for him and whatnot, but that's a big no.
Oh yeah, they kept panning the camera on him crying, and we're just like,
that was
all right.
He kind of did cost the team the game.
He did.
They say they were going to win her anyways, but I don't know.
Then he crushed one of his people, his facility workers.
Yeah. So that set up the Chiefs in the AFC, and they're taking on the Eagles. So the 49ers game, bro. All right.
Brock Purdy, the only quarterback with 100% completion rating in an NFC or AFC championship.
Yeah. Brock Purdy.
Yep.
That
game was over from the get-go, dude. One quarter, that game was over.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to talk about the beginning of the game for a second because I was rooting for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was rooting for the 49ers to win. I really wanted them to win. Mm-hmm. I like the story of Brock Purdy.
Oh, me too.
Kittle, whatever. Nonetheless. It started off with that incomplete pass to Devonta Smith on 4th and 4, whatever it was, whenever they went for it. I mean, that's on the 49ers for not challenging.
Well, Shanahan said the angle on the Jumbotron, they weren't showing that angle, which why would they? Because it's in Philadelphia. He didn't see the same angle that we saw that they kept replaying on TV.
I mean, in credit to Philadelphia, they got to the line like really early.
Yeah, and but whenever Devonta Smith is saying, let's hurry up, I mean, to me, that's like an indication like, hey, like it's probably
true.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I thought I seen something live whenever I was like, I think he might actually drop that. And I kept saying something, but no, I mean, they didn't show any replay until like well after the fact, after they scored a touchdown, I don't think. After that, I remember a series of penalties that was just so frustrating to watch again, that just continued to keep the Eagles' drive alive. I think the drive had like 3 or 4 penalties on it, and it just kept keeping their drive alive, and like a couple of them were fairly questionable. Nothing was going their way. At the end of the half, with a 4-string quarterback, they tried to get aggressive and go downfield, which... Sure, I guess so. Like, I respect the confidence and whatnot, but at that point where that backfired, there wasn't a single thing that went the 49ers' way in that first half.
No.
There was no way. Bosa looked like he got hurt. Fred Warner on like the first drive of the game looked like he got banged up. Purdy,
there wasn't anything that went
quarterback.
The 49ers' way the entire game.
I was cracking up watching C-Mac and Kyle Juszczyk, like looking at the quarterback playbooks about to come in and start throwing the ball.
Yeah, I mean that would just talk about frustrations. That would have been such a frustrating game to play as a 49er, and you've seen that with Trent Williams whenever he got kicked out of the game. I mean, that's just such a tough game, and I hate to see it go down like that because, again, the 49ers are such a better team than that. I wanted such a better NFC Championship game than that, but that's what happens. That just shows you that one little key piece that you have that if it's missing, it's just a completely different realm. You're just a completely different team.
Yeah, when you have a third-string tight end or second blocking Hassan Reddick. That's the play that Purdy got hurt.
Yeah. Dude, that looked pretty bad.
Was it Josh Johnson that got hurt?
Had a concussion.
He got hurt. I mean, the 49ers are just a team
I didn't think they were going to win that game anyway. I'm not going to lie. They were getting to the quarterback. That offensive line for the 49ers, the whole game was just, no matter who was quarterback, they were just running for their lives like immediately.
Yeah, I will say the 49ers defense, I thought, played very well in the first half. Up until that third touchdown that they scored, I mean, they were just getting back into a corner. Like, their defense was on the field for a long time. They were shutting down the run game. They weren't looking terrible, to be honest. I thought that was going to give them a shot, but whenever you literally can't throw the ball and you're down by multiple scores, there's no way to come back in a game. I mean, the 49ers, like, they're always getting hurt. All the time, like key pieces.
Well, they decided to save the whole team until this game.
I mean, they had technically they would have been on a 5th-string quarterback in the NFC Championship game had they had a 3rd string that game. That's just insane to me.
Yep,
it's crazy. I don't know. They didn't have a chance. Philadelphia, I'm not gonna say they didn't deserve it, but man, they've had a walk in the park to get to the Super Bowl so far in the playoffs. Like I've never seen. So they better not come in too cocky. Like. You got to be on your toes and ready.
You can't come in that cocky. That's the one thing that Cincinnati did. I couldn't stand when even the mayor is talking smack. Like that fired that team up big time. They came into that game so cocky.
The second the game was over, you seen Travis Kelce grabbing the mic saying,
"They came into that game
so cocky, dude." Mahomes, whatever.
They fired that team up way too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was mental game. That's what happened in the AFC and NFC Championship. now we got a Super Bowl on our hands. Eagles versus Chiefs. We're going to be making another video talking about our predictions on who we think is going to win that game, so make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.